Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ferret Business Podcast. I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, aka Yemmy, and with me today is a video editor and creepy subreddit reader. Please welcome the highly entertaining KG Productions to the podcast.
Hello, and thank you for having me, man.
All of your links will be down in the description below, including Twitter and YouTube. KG, how are you doing today?
I am very well. It is really hot outside and inside. It is absolutely boiling out in the UK.
Yeah, it's pretty hot here. I think the last 3 people I've talked to has just been like, it's over 100, or, well, I guess that would be like, it's over 20 Celsius for you guys.
Oh, about 30 now, nearly 30, approaching 30 degrees Celsius.
That's like put a piece of sheet metal outside and then boil, or actually not boil, cook a steak, you know? Boiling an egg is too amateur.
It's like cooking fried eggs outside.
Right. So I was trying to think of where we first met, and I couldn't remember if I randomly had found you on YouTube through the H3 stuff that you do, or if it was through Twitter in a group message. I don't remember. Do you remember?
It's quite interesting. Well, I've never been in any like group messages, but yeah, I can't really remember if it was through comments on YouTube or Twitter.
I really think it was. I was watching the H3 podcast, and one of your videos was on the side, and I was like, what is this? And I watched it, and it was like a supercut of, you know, them laughing during Boogie's thing, or no, it was can't believe Ethan said that. That's what it was. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I think it might have been one of the first ones where.
But that was awesome. I like you have some fine editing skills, that's for sure.
It takes a while. I've been watching like quite a lot of Dog Beef and Surfroge, so they've been like the inspiration behind the edits, and then just make them. Like the hardest part is just kind of sitting through everything and then just trying to find bits and pieces that you can put together.
And how long does it usually take you to make one video?
Well, it depends. It takes about like, I guess if you're including watching time, it takes about 2 hours to just watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it's just another few hours, depending. If I really enjoyed the podcast, I keep taking notes of like quotes they say throughout the whole thing. So if there's anything like interesting or like outrageous, and it's like, I can definitely be twisted in different ways and like get reactions.
Yeah.
And it's like Ethan is like the greatest person with like facial expressions, so it makes it so much easier.
I'm a pretty big fan of the H3 podcast too. What about it for you is so entertaining?
The podcast itself, or just the editing process?
Yeah, the podcast itself.
It feels like it's just a bunch of people, just like friends getting together and having a chat, rather than like a very contrived, scripted questionnaire, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So it's just like, even with like, you get like Post Malone and stuff, it's just like old friends getting together. But even if they get new people like Bob Saget or something, they don't treat him like a big, huge celebrity himself.
Yeah.
They just have normal conversations. They're talking about like fucking shit particles or whatever.
Yeah, they've always got these chill podcasts that go on. There's never really any huge drama or squalms, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
when they had Jordan...
Oh, go ahead.
When they had like Jordan Peterson on, I guess there was a bit of a backlash from that. But I mean, that was really good. Like, they had him on twice, but I think it's like a really good podcast as well.
Yeah, they inspired me to start my podcast up, and I try to make it as chill as possible, you know what I'm saying? What were your inspirations for YouTube? Are there any YouTubers out there that inspire you?
Well, yeah, I mean, like Surfroge, Dog Beef would be for the editing, and then after that, it's just like, you got Cody Co, and then you got iDubbbz, and just like some of the... I'm not a big fan of the commentary community as a whole, because it's pretty like, shit at times, because there are people that make the same things about like Onision, and it's like constantly about Onision videos. It's like he's pretty much a dead meme at this point. I was like, people just keep bringing him back and giving attention. It's like, yeah, whatever, Onision did this or did what. And it's like, no one really cares anymore, but it's just because it gets them views.
Yeah.
I think.
So, where did the channel start? Like, what got you onto YouTube? Was it just, you were good at editing and you thought, might as well put these videos on YouTube, or was it something else?
Well, I mean, I've been watching YouTube since it started, I guess, 2009, 2010, I guess. Whenever everyone it was this was back when what's his name, Mystery Guitar Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was that time, Joe Penna and all those kind of Nigga Higga was getting big, and then you had Smosh, when they were just getting bigger. So that's when I started watching, but I never really thought about making videos myself. And then I just had another channel where I was just doing uploading short films and stuff, but that was just school project or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But then I just decided to try this channel out. I mean, it started off with little really short vlogs and stuff, but I got rid of those now. I just started focusing on basically just editing and doing a bit of commentary every now and again.
Yeah, would you ever bring back those little vlog videos, like the YouTube weekly series?
I tried that once. It was YouTube weekly, which was, I mean, I enjoyed making it, but then people just started comparing it too much to Drama Alert, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Let's get right into a news.
Yeah, I think being compared to Keemstar would probably be the worst thing that I can think of, right? Or well, I guess Logan Paul too. There's like a trifecta of people. There's Logan, Jake, and Keem, who you definitely do not want to be compared to while you're on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it's just there's just so much wrong with YouTube now, where it's it's all about views. I mean, back in the day, it wasn't too focused on all the numbers, but now it seems to be a lot more about just the numbers.
Yeah, definitely. So, where did the name KG Productions come from?
Well, it's just kind of the initials of my name from KG, and then production from there. But I'm thinking of doing something different. But
go ahead.
How about yourself? Where does Yemmy the Ferret come from?
Yemmy the Ferret was a character that I made for. I used to write short stories back in elementary school, and he was a character that I wrote for a couple of short stories, and he started getting a little bit bigger when I moved on to high school. And actually, the video on my channel called Ferret Claws is one of the short stories that I wrote. I modded it a little bit to fit with the style of music I was playing, but that's where Yemmy the Ferret came from.
Well, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
So did that just pop into your head? You were like, oh yeah, this is a character, I'm definitely gonna go with that. Or did you have different YouTube channel names and different YouTube stuff?
Well, I didn't start with Yemmy the Ferret. I started with another channel, which I don't like to make public because it is pretty cringe. But Yemmy came around because I really wanted a ferret back in middle school and the beginning of high school, and I said, well, I'm not going to have time to take care of it. So I ended up just making a character, Yemmy the Ferret, as an homage to me not wanting a ferret, and I still do. I still want one. I'm getting closer to that point where I could get one, but Are
they quite a bit of work to take care of, though?
Yes and no. I think the hardest thing is you need to have two ferrets because they need companionship, or else they don't live as long. They need friendship, something like that. And yeah, they're a little smelly, so you got to kind of clean them regularly. And they like to poop in corners, so you can't really let them out of the cage for too long because they'll go into the corner of the room and just poop there.
That's just me. That's just my life. I'm a.
Do you have any pets at the KG household?
Just a dog, little South African bull mastiff.
Oh, nice.
So it's just a little puppy at the moment.
Oh, cute. Yeah, I my dog's 2 years old now. He's a Jack Russell Corgi mix. He's pure Britain.
Nice.
He's pure British.
They're really quite cute, actually. They're quite small little dogs. Pretty chilled.
Have you lived in the United Kingdom your whole life?
Well, I grew up in Ireland, so pretty much just been in the UK for about 4 years now, I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was actually just talking to someone from Ireland not too long ago, Jackosaurus, and I asked him the ultimate question, are Irish people really always drunk?
Yeah, I'm drunk right now.
What's the biggest difference for you from Ireland to moving to the UK?
Well, I mean, like I grew up in like a really small town in Cashel, County Tipperary. It's like a really, really small town. So people always walking by would say hi to you, like always say well to you. Whereas as soon as you go to somewhere like UK with like a bigger city in London, people are just too busy. They just literally walk right past you. There are too many people.
Wow.
It's quite a change when it comes to that.
I guess that's kind of how America is, you know. You if you're in the rural parts of the country, everyone kind of knows each other, and then
Right.
once you get to the bigger cities, it's like, well, you know, it's. I've never been to New York, but I mean that's probably the busiest place you've ever visited, compared to London, you know.
I mean, that's how I imagine as well. So like people just keeping their heads down and just getting on with whatever. But I think it's probably the same for outside of London as well, where people are probably more friendly.
Yeah, totally. So, you recently changed your avatar over to a sheep. Was there any reason behind that?
Yeah, I thought I wanted to do something that stands out a bit more when it comes to like the avatars and stuff.
Okay.
So I just wanted to go a bit more of a humor side to it, I guess. Looks like a sheep got his tongue sticking out. It was like, that sounds real.
And,
So it's kind of like a whole Sheep Nation thing.
Oh, Sheep
like,
Nation.
Come join Sheep Nation, boys.
Is that what you're gonna call your subscribers now? Is the Sheep Nation?
Yeah, that's the Sheep Nation, the Sheep Shaggers.
Does that have any relation to the sheep joke that iDubbbz did against Rice Gum?
To some extent, to be honest. That is actually how I see like a lot of YouTube, to be honest. Even with iDubbbz fans, there's two die-hard fans, I think, for YouTube. No matter what their content creator does or says, they're always going to have their back. Even no matter how shitty things they do.
Right, yeah.
Which kind of just like leads us to like whole TanaCon thing.
Tiana Mongoose, was that?
Yeah. So Miss Mongoose did a whole convention for herself to say like a big fuck you to VidCon.
Right, yeah.
And then, I mean, like it all went shit because they tried to organize in a month, and then that's not enough time. And she wanted thousands of people to show up to like the first convention, and of course it went wrong.
Right.
To like a tiny venue. And then suddenly it's just like all her fans are like, oh, but Tana isn't to blame for this. It's all the good times. It's all the event companies. Like, no, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're gonna attach your name to something as big as a convention, you'd want to go through all the details, all the little details. I mean, like these people didn't even go to check out the venue before they even showed up. So it's like you can't be a guest at your own event.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You gotta know the layout. You know, you gotta know what you're getting into.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like you go to see the place, you have a look at the venue. It's like, oh yeah, this looks like a great place. This is where 5,000 people can fit. And then you suddenly find out, oh, actually 5,000 people can't fit. It's only a 1,000 people fucking venue.
Yeah. And everyone's just...
I was just like... It's because like... What I don't get is like, if you're planning something that you really care about for your fans, it's like, you actually want to be there from the beginning to the end. And then it turned out like she went to some party after day one of the convention. So it's like, oh yeah, so sunburn, thousands kids, yeah, it didn't have water, yeah, fuck them. I'm gonna go get fucking wasted.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how some of these people act when they get YouTube famous, quote unquote.
Right.
There's a lot of people who are cancerous on YouTube, and as you've known on Instagram, there's a few cringy people on there that can cause some mild forms of cancer from watching their videos too.
Oh my god, it's too much. Too much. They have to find a solution.
You've been reading a lot of creepy Reddit posts and stuff like that on your channel, which are very enjoyable, I must say. I actually just binged about 3 of them in a row to prep for this, and I was laughing for a good amount of the stuff. I think you do a great job with them. Have there been any posts that you found that you said, oh, I can't read that, I can't put that on YouTube?
Well, I think it's just like, because my channel is quite small, so just like, I kind of get away with pretty much whatever. I don't really care about like demonetization because I don't get monetized anyway.
Yeah.
So generally, if I find it funny, I do it, I post it. But if there's anything that just generally doesn't make me laugh on the Reddit, then those are the ones that don't make it through.
Do you have any that
But
stand out that are your favorite that you've read?
oh, there's one really weird one. So it's like the one where um a girl didn't reply for a while, and then he was like, and then she replied to him on Tinder or something, and he was like, "Oh, about time you replied," and she was like, "Oh yeah, well my dad just passed away," and then the dude replies with something like really quickly. It was like, "Oh, well, you can call me daddy" or something.
God.
I was like, "Holy fuck!"
How much cringe can you personally take in one go of looking at Reddit or Instagram or anything for the ideas for these videos?
With the Reddit cringe, I quite enjoy reading those because they actually always make me laugh. But when you have to actually watch someone like fucking Hannah Stockings or PKs and stuff, I have to take a break. It's just like it just pisses me off because they're getting like millions of views and people are like leaving laughing emojis for no reason.
Right, and they're tagging other people and going, "This is totally you and me."
Basically, that's exactly what it is. It's like, can you totally relate to this? Like, no, not really. You can totally relate. You know when you're like cheating on your girlfriend and then suddenly she pops up out of nowhere. Oh yeah, I mean that happens all the time.
I think my favorite one was you were commenting about the one where the girl's in bed with her boyfriend and she opens up his phone and sees that he's cheating, and she does she actually poops in the bed and then covers his face.
Yeah.
That was like I cringed out of my skin. I was like, oh my god.
I actually made me really sick the first time because like she wipes her hand and it's just like shit on her hand, or well, I mean, like it's supposed to be chocolate or whatever, but it's supposed to be shit, and it's like, oh, that's fucking gross, man.
That's awful. And then most of the comments
That's like I mean
laughing.
I get toilet humor, right? Like I get toilet humor, I get like fart jokes, but that's just
it's too far.
Just another level.
Yeah. Where would you say the most cringe comes from on the internet?
Well, you got the Whoa Vickies, and you got the Cash Me Outside, you got Little Tay. I mean, these children just keep coming out of nowhere, and just like constantly they get famous for being shitty humans.
So between furries and bronies, which one do you think generates more cringe?
Well, to be honest, furries seem to be more in the news lately. You don't hear too much about bronies.
And let me go by saying this: I don't care if you are a furry or brony. I think it's just funny how a lot of the community acts with one another with the whole like asterisk snuggling kind of aspect to it all.
Oh god. Yeah, that's like really weird. Especially, I'm like, so many of the Reddit cringe are basically full of that.
Right. I think one of the ones that you went over was like the guy had a pony image and he said I don't remember what he said, but it was just like one thing that just made me laugh my ass off because it's like, oh my god, he's going all out. And you wonder what they're thinking, you know? You wonder like what's going through that person's head when they're typing out asterisks, you know, sucks your dick or something like that, you know?
I know, it's just like their opening message is something like that. So it's just like, bows to your queen and licks your toes. It's like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'm fucking serious.
Oh, man. So you've watched a lot of cringe over your periods of life on YouTube, of course. How long can you work on a video before getting that cringe overload where you're like, all right, I got to step away from this video for a minute, I gotta do something else, and then come back to it? Has there ever been a time like that?
Well, stuff like Instagram cringe, and then you got like the guy who was going around throwing water on people's faces in London as a prank and then ended up getting his channel deleted. It's Zarya, and watching those is just like, it gets a bit infuriating because you have to watch all the clips they have done, just so you can try and find a line of like commentary up to like comment something on, and like eventually it just gets way too much. It's just like you literally just want to punch a screen and it's like, fuck this.
Yeah. Like,
why? And then the only thing annoying is like just being shitty humans gets you so much more attention online.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I don't know how many videos that I've seen get popular that's just like someone doing something just terrible. It's not even really that funny, you know, and they get millions of views because it's
Right.
controversial.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's some guy on Instagram that just goes around stealing things, and it's like, oh, this is so gangster. Like, it's not gangster, man.
Right.
It's not gangster to steal Skittles from a fucking gas station.
Ooh, Skittles. Ooh, watch out. What's the next step after that?
This
Stealing
dude's tasting the rainbow, man.
Yeah. So, what are your plans for the future of the channel?
Well, I want to just kind of keep going with like some of the edits, few memes here and there, and then just kind of working on more on the commentary side. Just trying to get more comfortable speaking into the microphone, I guess, more than anything.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, like, most of my stuff is just like quite scripted. Like, I write everything down, and then just kind of read the script. I'd like to be able to like do more like bits of scripts and then improvise, and then that's where I kind of struggle with like improvising.
Yeah,
which is what makes like a good commentator.
Yeah, I usually go with bullet points. I go, okay, this is a starting off point I want to get to, and then
Right.
go from there. You know, I think that's a good way to do it. I do try and keep it organized. I would say I'm not like trying to jump around
Right.
on topics. You know, it's tough though. It's tough getting your thoughts together. I know I definitely had a hard time doing that early on YouTube, and it has gotten better. It's not perfect.
Yeah, you're really good at it, actually. Anytime I like watch your streams or anything, like you're really pretty much on it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I quite enjoy going to your streams as well. Like everyone's quite friendly as well.
Yeah, that's the perks of being a smaller YouTuber. Is you get more of the nicer people before you get the people who just want to say, "Go kill yourself, dude. You're trash."
I think that's when you've made it.
Yeah.
You made it on YouTube.
That's when you made it. Is that your end goal? Is to get the haters because that you'll know you made it there?
Yeah, just get those threats from like Jake Paulers. It's like, fuck you, man. Jake Paul's our king. He's our lord.
Hashtag Jake didn't do anything wrong. Yeah.
Hashtag Jake's the best. Hashtag Walmart.
So, final question for today. What do you think of the state of memes in 2018? What are your thoughts on the newest memes coming out right now? Because I've been a little bit behind. I didn't even know what Dame 2 Casita was until Pyrocynical put up a video on it. What do you think of the state of memes now?
Memes are getting a bit. I think instead of evolving, they're like devolving. I mean, like, E is not a meme. It's like letter E is not a fucking meme. People are becoming too edgy with these memes nowadays.
I don't even know what that E thing is.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's just like a letter E, and it's just like, oh, this is a meme.
It's like, are you sure?
Yeah. I mean, like, there's some good memes out there. It's like every now and again something pops up, but it's just because like the nature of the internet, like things just die out within weeks and something new comes in. Like not even weeks, days, because it gets overused within seconds.
Yeah, I remember I used to have that.
And then you
app,
get PewDiePie to just finish it.
Yeah, once PewDiePie does a video, it's over. It's gone. Yeah, I remember I deleted that app. I think it was called iFunny a long time ago now. It was eating up my data, and I was like, well, I don't really need to look at memes 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So, really, the only place I get memes from is from Twitter now when anyone talks about them, or from Pyrocynical because he talks about them to get the views. You know.
Well, memes are the way to go, man. I mean, like, there's this channel called Surreal Entertainment, and I saw a post from them on Reddit where they had like 5,000 subscribers.
Dang.
And then within about like a month or two, now the channel has like over 100,000 subscribers.
Oh wow, jeez.
It gets like thousands of views because he kind of just jumps on like the current memes and current news, and then just kind of turns them into these surreal little clips, like animated.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I think it's just about being on trend, I guess.
Yep, you want to get that front page trending.
I mean, like, that's impossible for any content. I mean, it's more for Hannah Stockings and the people that actually shouldn't be on there. Like that trending page, I just don't understand how it works.
I never click on that trending page. I see it light up, and I'm like, nope, you ain't gonna get me today, YouTube.
It's just like music videos from big celebrities, or it's just really cringe shit on there. And there's like so many good creators, so you don't actually get to discover them.
Right. Yeah.
So I find that quite weird.
And they wouldn't be caught dead putting anyone like, H3 or iDubbbz on there anymore, especially after the big adpocalypse, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that thing's still going, I guess. A lot of people still getting demonetized.
Yeah, and it actually is getting harder to get monetized now. I mean, there was people I know who have had over the watch time and over the subscriber count for a few months now, and they finally just got monetized after like 3 or 4 months, and it's like, that's ridiculous,
Yeah, some channels have been waiting like 8 months or something, and they've got like over 50,000 subscribers now.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like their plaques. They take until you have 1 million subscribers to give you your 500,000 plaque.
It's just like, it takes time. I mean, I get Will Smith and stuff, and they get like, he makes really good videos. I'm not gonna lie, like his vlogs are quite entertaining. But
all right, well, I guess that's a good place to end it on this podcast episode. I just want to thank KG Productions for coming on one more time and spreading his knowledge of cringe and meme culture with me. KG, is there anything else you want to say before we end the podcast?
that's pretty much it. Check it out on Twitter, YouTube. Actually, I had like some people from your stream come over to my YouTube channel, which was really nice.
Ooh,
Nice. Just kind of came over, watched a few videos, and left a few comments, which was really cool. I was like, oh, that's nice. Like community properly.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad that they did that. I like to shout people out who I enjoy their content, and you are definitely one person that I have the bell rang for. So
Appreciate ya.
alrighty, well, I am your host, Yemmy the Ferret, and this has been another episode of the Ferret Business Podcast.